Today we're discussing the real reason behind why me and my family decided to start a homestead. I'll get this cup of coffee poured here. Love me a good cup of coffee. That's right. I wanted to discuss today exactly why my family and I decided that we wanted to start a homestead. And yes, I've discussed this in various videos in various ways. A lot of them are pretty long ago, approaching a year ago. So I figured, hey, let's go ahead and break down exactly the true meaning behind why we want to have a homestead and live out on a piece of land by ourselves. Now, there's a lot of obvious reasons why you would want to start a homestead, why we would want to start a homestead, but specifically for us, there's the givens. We want to be able to supply ourselves with a lot of food, fruit and vegetables. We want to grow them ourselves so that they're organic and healthy and delicious. We want to raise some farm animals to be able to have sources of eggs and meat and whatnot and milk that we can have that's also wholesome and real and not, pumped full of all kinds of artificial stuff. We want to have all of that as part of why we are having a homestead, for sure. And yeah, the country life of being out far away from the city, being on a big piece of land, it's beautiful. You can sit on your front porch and look around and just enjoy the natural beauty that's surrounding you and being able to, not have to worry about neighbors. What I've heard is being called piddling around your property, being able to just walk around and just enjoy just being amongst God's creation. All of that is wonderful, and I absolutely love it here for that reason too. I truly do really like being here for that. But for us, I know personally for me and my wife, we really wanted to be able to bless others through this place, and that's why we're calling it the Hopeful Homestead. And that we're not blowing smoke. I'm not just saying that for the sake of saying it or something. I'm not naming this property Hopeful Homestead for the sake of having a YouTube channel or any of that dumb crap that some people think in the comments. Truly, my wife and I love the idea of being able to provide hope to people through our families, through our place that we have here. I love the idea of being able to provide fruit and vegetables. We're gonna have plenty of them growing here and be able to supply a lot of that for our family and friends. I love being able to, have a dozen eggs that we're just, regularly handing out to people. When egg prices skyrocket, we're able to bless our family and bless our extended family and friends by giving them free eggs, regardless of what's going on in the world, from a supply chain standpoint. I love being able to do that. I love being able to invite them over. If they're having a tough week, anybody can come over and have a cup of coffee and sit on our porch and chat and talk through their problems. We can provide a place that is a good space to be able to come do that, and where they know they can come and open up with no judgment from us. And a big part of it is being able to raise our girls, our two little girls, being able to give them really wholesome childhoods that they just truly cherish and value. And as a result, providing the most awesome place to be grandparents. One day when our girls are fully grown and bringing their kids here, this will be a pretty cool place to be able to be a grandparent. I would imagine that it's going to be a pretty cool place to be a grandkid and to go to grandma and grandpa's house. It's going to be awesome. Be able to come ride on four-wheelers and go fishing in the lake in the back and climbing the little mountain we got back there, shooting guns, teaching kids how to shoot guns at our little shooting range, teaching them how to pick strawberries from the garden, all that kind of stuff. It's just going to be absolutely incredible quality of life for our grandkids, for our kids, for our friends and their kids. And we just want this to be such a resource to everyone we come into contact with, that they know they can rely on as something that brings them hope. And that's really what it is. That's really what it's all about for us. And so that sums it up pretty well for me. Just clearing up exactly what the motivation is behind the Hopeful Homestead, behind all of this. And it's the driving force behind why I make these videos. This is sort of a more niche thing where I'm talking specifically to, in my mind, all the husbands and dads out there that have similar-minded, similar interests in guns and self-sufficiency, being good parents, being good dads, being good husbands, being men of faith, talking about scripture, all of that. I want these videos to be a good place for that, to basically be a digital representation of what I want to be able to do and provide for people when they come over and sit on my porch with me and have a cup of coffee. This is it, man. This is exactly what that is. I'm just trying to live it out, proactively right now through the internet a little bit before we actually have all this built here. So that's the motivation behind the Hopeful Homestead, both as a channel and both as a homestead that we're starting and preparing to live at as a family. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it as always, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Again, my name is Chad, and this is The Hopeful Homestead.